Hey everybody, so things are going to be a little bit different this week. Right now Mike is on vacation and frankly I kind of just procrastinated on editing the last episode of Batboy Lives. Last time I had cut out the Cryptid of the Week portion because the episode was running too long, so I didn't want to make you guys listen to like an hour worth of audio. But I figured I would just post it up this week so I could get something out. That way there's not any missing content. It's just a small thing, just like 15 minutes, so I hope you guys enjoy, and we'll see you next week. All right, Mike, so do you want to get into our Cryptid of the Week?
Yeah, this week I mainly just want to do the Lochness Monster, but the Lochness Monster's been talked up and down, left and right,
Yeah.
inwards and backwards and forwards and other directions I can't think of. But mainly I just wanted to touch on the earliest sighting of it, which goes back all the way to 565 AD.
That far back, holy crap.
Yeah, so a guy named Saint Columba. I always want to say Columbus right off the bat. But I like
St. Columbo.
it's like or Columbo also, but it's like Columba. I guess the first encounter with this was this priest came along and they were burying someone. They said he got killed by a water beast. I guess he wanted to see it or something, so he sent one of his followers to swim across the lake to see if the monster would come out and attack him. And
What?
and then the monster came up, but the priest gave the Lord's blessing or something, and he just the monster turned around.
Exercise the monster.
He gave sign of the cross and said, "Go no further. Do not touch the man. Go back at once." And it says the creature stopped as it had been, pulled back with ropes, and fled.
What?
And then everyone perceived it as a miracle. So I'm assuming it just probably got scared when it saw some dude yelling at him, off on the shore.
Or it's a demon? That might not be a water cryptid. That might just be straight up from hell.
It could. Who knows? I mean, it was 565 AD. Times were wild back then.
Yeah, there's demons everywhere.
The Great Demon Wars were in the 600s. so
Wait, is that a real thing?
yes, I think I've read it in Weekly World News, so it has to be true.
Yeah, everything they report is true.
But that's just the earliest sighting. There's not much else to it. So I was saying it goes all the way back over 1,000 years. And there's a bunch of other sightings. There's all the hoaxes and stuff that people heard about. But it was pretty interesting, which is other cultures' idea of a water monster like the Loch Ness or Nessie. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a Bigfoot and Yeti kind of thing, where it's you got the Bigfoot here, but then if you go over to the Himalayan areas, they talk about essentially Bigfoot but white.
That's kind of interesting.
So with these, let's go through a quick list. There's actually quite a few of them. There's over 10 of them I have here. But in Scotland alone, they had two other kind of water creatures. One was called the Morag. I believe it was more just another name. Not exactly Nessie, but it was just kind of the same along the lines of some big water creature.
Okay.
And something also called the Stronsay Beast. So I'm guessing it's just a creature near the Stronsay area. But even America, we got our own Nessies. And of course,
Oh yeah, there's plenty in America.
they're better than their Nessies because America twice as big and with a Hemi. So what was just the Bear Lake Monster? A lot of these I realized a lot of these sightings get popped up around late 19th century, like 1880s. It's a big clump of them seem to get reported. So yeah, some Mormon colonizer guy, not colonizer, but reported to see it. But there was also a monster called named Chessie from Chesapeake area, the Chesapeake Bay.
Oh, okay.
They towns around there use it as a tourist attraction, thing, they do with some cryptids.
Yeah, especially American localized cryptids. I feel like there's a lot of cryptid tourism.
Our neighbors up north, they have a few. They have a couple of their own.
Oh yeah.
There's one just named Manny Pogo, and then there's the name's really long. This one's actually really cool. It's Gasienditha. I'll probably just have a voice to text thing replace what I say with that thing. But it's I guess the Seneca a legend. It's Seneca's a Native American Indian, or not Native American, but Iroquois, I think they said.
Okay.
But it kind of translates. There's a name for it was a meteor dragon.
Oh, that's rad.
So the lore behind it is this thing came actually on a meteorite from space, crashed into Earth, and lives here. And I guess it could fly, and I think it says it flies on fire.
Oh my god. Okay, so I know I say the words, "This is my new favorite cryptid" a lot, but this is my all-time new favorite cryptid. I love him so much.
But yeah, they say it's in it was mainly the sightings were Lake Ontario, Canada area, but mostly around Lake Ontario.
Yeah.
Then he had some even in Asia. He had
Okay.
Jiaolong, which was one of the Chinese ones, but their dragons are essentially it's kind of says based off the Asian style dragons. They're more snake shaped.
More of a serpent.
Yeah, but they were saying maybe it was just a crocodile. And then there was the Lake Tianchi monster, which is I guess a lake near the China North Korea. Nice North Korean monster. Then you even got a Lake Van monster from Turkey.
Huh.
Lariosario, I think I'm pretty sure I botched that. From Italy, you got Nahuleto, I think, from Argentina. Probably botched all these names. And then one just simply named Selma from Norway. And then there's I think this is just more of a name for a dragon, but that's what they also call their like Japanese water beast. The name was like Wani, Wani. The word directly translates to crocodile or shark also. But I thought it'd be cool, like if it looked like they got the Asian style dragon, but it's got like a kind of a crocodile body, but like a shark head.
Huh.
That's pretty much it. Just you got them all along the world, and like I said, I noticed there was a lot of sightings like in the late 1800s, and it seems to kind of taper off when you get up to like 1970. After that, you don't hear anything about.
Isn't that famous picture of Nessie from like the 50s?
It says 1934.
Okay, so yeah, it's weird that it kind of died off a little bit after that, because that one like kind of, I feel like it made it famous.
Yeah. I mean, that's the go-to. I mean, the Wikipedia page I have pulled up. That's the
that's the main picture everybody thinks of when they think of the Lochness Monster.
Yeah, it's called The Surgeon's Photograph of 1934.
Oh, okay.
Now, of course, it says it's a hoax, but
I think it's really interesting that it's such like a lot of cryptids I feel like are like just cultural, but this is like all across the world.
Well, I say that because I mean I can see that happening because I mean Loch Ness Monster could be an actual thing. Like it could just, I mean, it sounds kind of crazy, but like it could just be a dinosaur that survived from after the Ice Age.
We have creatures in our world that we know like existed back in like the dinosaur era, like what is like crocodiles, like we know those were around when dinosaurs existed, so yeah. It's not too wild to think like, oh well, there could still be water dinosaurs living in our world still.
Yeah, I mean, you think when the Ice Age happened, they probably migrated. They had access to water, so they can just move wherever they want, even if they have to stay near shores, wherever they can at least travel south. Or the Ice Age was only like 10 to 20,000 years ago, so I mean these things could, I mean the ocean's a big place also. And
I mean they say that something like 20% of all ocean creatures are like documented.
That's crazy.
So like that's a lot of animals in the ocean that we still don't know about.
Our Pokedex is pretty weak on the ocean region.
There totally could be some sort of like water dinosaur down there that has existed for the past 45 million years and we just haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Because water is scary and nobody wants to go down there to find stuff. That's why we explore so much of space and we don't explore that much of our water, because water is scary.
Water's scarier than space.
I have extreme thalassophobia, so like this sort of thing gives me the heebie-jeebies a little bit.
I do have that thing where like, I just look at ocean and like I do not want to walk in there. Like I don't know if I have like, it's weird, like, or like I look at pictures where like the ocean is like black or something and just like this vast looking thing. It's like I don't want to see what's down there.
Oh yeah, that's thalassophobia. That's like the fear of like deep water.
Like yeah, I prefer not to go into a lake.
Yeah, and the interesting thing about the Loch Ness Lake is that it's the way the sediment is, or like the soil in the, I guess it makes the water like really dark, so there's like not a lot of visibility. So like you can't really see in the water. What if something's hiding in there? I mean, I know they've done like sonar stuff before, but they've done sonar tests that like were bad, like they didn't come up with anything. So like I feel like even with the sonar, like we could still be missing something down there. And
I mean, even original Loch Ness, I could see it being trapped like inland, like maybe when the ocean started receding after the Ice Age. There's this pocket of water where they got stuck in, and they continued to live there and breed, and over time, went away. Maybe they even got hunted in the past.
Oh, yeah.
But, I figure they probably would have made records about a creature looking like Nessie, considering how big it's supposed to be.
Yeah, and I feel like since let's say that one picture of Loch Ness is true, the surgeon's photograph, like, that was 1934. Like, that was a long time ago, so that creature could possibly be dead.
Yeah.
And I heard a thing about, like, the water in Loch Ness is, like when things die in Loch Ness, they don't float, they just kind of sink to the bottom. So if it died, like, we might never know. We might never find it because it's on the bottom of the lake.
That just make it even scarier. So you got dark water where corpses just float to, or not float, but sink. I was gonna say float to the bottom, sink to the bottom.
Actually, oh my god. Okay, so I have to mention this because I just googled the Loch Ness Monster and I got a hit from Fox News from June 3rd of this year. So this is really recent. Like we're doing
breaking news.
We're doing current events part 2 in this episode. This is unprecedented. It says that a major scientific study of Loch Ness has sensationally discovered that Nessie might be real.
Hey.
They're taking water samples. They collected DNA of all the creatures from their skin, scales, feathers, fur, and feces. They sent the DNA samples to labs in several different countries. The Professor Neil Gemmell of the University of Otago, New Zealand, and his team who carried out the project have now concluded the research. He said the results were surprising. They tested the data against most of the main theories about the Loch Ness Monster. Gemmell says that while the full details might be released at a later stage, one of the theories might be correct. Two main theories about the monster are it is a long-necked plesiosaur that somehow survived the period when dinosaurs became extinct, or it is a sturgeon or a giant catfish. I've never heard that theory before.
Giant catfish? Wait, are catfish known for their long necks and sticking their heads out of water?
And their humps?
Yeah, and bulbous body and fins, and sometimes I guess they have legs and the two back legs sometimes.
This article's saying a lot of things, but it's not saying anything.
Yeah, I thought like they talk about like running DNA tests. Like, did they think they found a piece of Nessie? Is that what they're trying to say?
I don't know. It's not really saying anything.
It says everything and nothing at the same time.
They were negotiating with series of production companies, like trying to get documentaries on this made.
What?
This isn't saying anything. Like,
yeah, I don't know.
What? No, this is like I'm angry now. Like, it might be real, but it's not giving us any like reason why he says it might be real. This is just like pandering. Like, this is like saying like, oh, it might be real. Buy my documentary. Like, God, I'm angry now.
Yeah, I think for like online news stuff, we should check beforehand, because it seems like a lot of just online news articles now are like, it's like hidden ad inside of it. It's like,
though, there's the raid for Area 51 that went viral. There's another raid that was the raid on the Loch Ness that has gone viral. Apparently, as of July, 21,000 people signed up for the Storm Loch Ness event.
So is everyone just going to run into the Loch Ness Lake and...
I guess, and then they'll all die and we'll never find them again because they'll sink to the bottom.
The world will be a better place.
The event tagline I love, though. It just says, "The time is now for us to find that big boy."
Well, the thing is, do these people want to have sex with Loch Ness, though? That's the question. I mean, I'm going to automatically say yes, but...
Well, I mean, okay, so the people raiding Area 51 want to have sex with aliens, so I think it's safe to assume these people want to have sex with Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
I'm not in a meme group for this one, so I don't know what the inner workings are, so I can't really attest to that, but that's just my working theory at the moment.
Yeah, it's just safe to assume if there's going to be any raiding going on, they're going to have people want to have sex with the cryptids that are inside.
News of the event was first reported by the BBC. The news outlet said the volunteer Royal National Lifeboat Institution, which monitors Loch Ness, does not have the resources to handle the mass of people if they all show up. With no U.S. Army involved, Loch Ness looks a little less hazardous than storming Area 51, but here we have our own set of problems. Our Atlantic 85 lifeboat has an impressive survivor carrying capacity, but even that will be stretched by the attendees of this event.
I just imagine, the ending scene of Monty Python, The Quest for the Holy Grail. You have like 20,000 people charging the lake, and then like 2 cops just roll up in front of them and just stops everyone. You're like, all right, just starts throwing people in the back of the van and all that. Like, guy ripping off his Nessie cosplay, throwing him in the back,
So Fox is a bunch of cowards, and they don't put a comment section on their stuff.
Oh, those jerks.
Because I wanted to yell about this Gemmell guy who like is basically teasing us with Loch Ness.
Man, he's Faker News and Weekly World News, man.
Yeah, this is...
Step it up, Fox.
Okay, we talked about Fox News misreporting stuff that Weekly World News has reported in the past.
Yeah.
So like, this is a bad precedent for them. Like, I'm sorry, I don't mean to like.
But dude, what happens if we figure out that Fox News owns Weekly World News? When that
But they don't, though. We talked about who owned it, though. It's a guy from.
But it's like a secret owner.
A secret owner.
So we have like a right wing, leaning, and so yeah, I think Fox News. We figured it out, man. Fox News owns Weekly World News. The secret.
I don't. I'm gonna
write an
doubt.
article. I'm writing an article about it, and then we can review my article.
And then Fox News can report on it and have like 5 paragraphs saying literally nothing.
And then we can report on that. See, we just have infinite content. Then Tristan will never run dry.
Yeah, so just this Professor Gemmell guy, he said like he's preparing to announce the full results of his research, but he never announced anything.
And he said how long ago did this article come out?
June. It said in a month. And it's been a couple more months and nothing's come out.
Have you searched his name on Google?
Yeah, I found another thing, but it's just another thing of like, Professor Gemmell hopes to surprise everybody with his findings.
Oh, so he found nothing.
Yeah. No, he's just trying to sell a movie. This is, like, come on, Gemmell, like, get your act together. Yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye on this guy, see if he comes up with anything. He has a Twitter.
and make sure he doesn't announce anything like, "Hey man, found some dog hair. Might be chupacabra."
No, he seems pretty focused on the Loch Ness Monster.
Oh, okay. I could see people like out of all the cryptids, like I think Loch Ness and Bigfoot's the kind of one where like I kind of understand people searching for it because they're plausible. You know, they could just be animals.
I fully buy into the Loch Ness. I mean, maybe not Loch Ness itself, but I buy into the water dinosaurs still being around kind of thing.
Same here.
Especially because it's like so many cultures have this legend that like I don't know, it's just weird to me like that so many cultures could have this. You know, I feel like there's got to be something to it.
Yeah.
All right, I guess that's what we got for you all today. You have anything you want to add, Mike?
No, I'm just prepping to go raid Area 51 and then fly over to Loch Ness and just raid that.
Yeah, sounds good.
But we should show up early so we can pre-raid for practice, and if we get really lucky, maybe we'll find Nessie before everyone else.
Wait, to show up to the Area 51 or show up to Loch Ness?
Both. We can do both.
Okay, because that sounds kind of expensive.
We'll walk to Scotland.
All right, so if you want to contact us, we are on Twitter at RedactedCast, or you can find us on Facebook as Redacted and Expunged. Our email is unauthorizedcast@gmail.com. If you want to talk to us, if you have any questions, if you want to tell us how terrible we are, go right ahead and we'll cry and it'll be sad and be sad about it. All right, we'll see you next time. And remember, if you keep an open mind, anything can enter.
Y'all have a good night, everyone.